you guys watch my live streams, you know that I've complained a fair amount about the camo grinding infatuation that Call of Duty players have, and that's going to be its own video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how progression is the poor man's replayability as far as I'm concerned. Now, this is an opinion I have not always had, it's an opinion I've just sort of recently fallen into over the last 2 or 3 years since I've gotten older. So a little bit of backstory about me. I used to love prestiging, camo challenges, going for diamond. I had dark matter in Black Ops 3, I had diamond on many weapon classes in Advanced Warfare. I went for a lot of the harder to earn outfits in Advanced Warfare as well. And throughout Call of Duty's 8th gen, I was infatuated with progression. Up until around, I'd say around COD World War II. Now, that wasn't because of COD World War II, that's just around the time that I realized a shooter is not as good as its progression system. What really adds replayability to a game is not meaningless cosmetics that only affect your ego, which, by the way, I'm a huge fan of. I would love Advanced Warfare's customizable soldier system to come back into Call of Duty because I like making my dude look cool, okay? But in video games, looks aren't everything. Anybody who's played a dated video game that aged really well mechanically knows that looks simply are not everything. So a lot of you are going to get excited here and say, well, Boom, when we're grinding for gold camo, it's not about how gold camo looks. It's about the challenge. Well, okay, if it's not about how gold camo looks, and this is something I'm not creating a straw man of, I've been told this often, that it's not about the look of the camo or whatever, especially throughout Modern Warfare's life cycle. People would tell me, Boom, go for Damascus. I'd say, no, it's an ugly camo. And they say, it's not about the camo, it's about the feeling of accomplishment. Well, no. Playing in unfun ways and doing tedious challenges for a reward that I don't want is the absolute opposite of worth it. I don't know how else to say this. It's the absolute opposite of worth it. I've talked about how I dislike battle passes because out of 100 tiers, there's maybe 10 things I want. So that's maybe like $1 per item. Maybe I get like 11 or 12 items that I like, but it's usually stuff that I can't wear all at once anyway. Like I can only wear one skin at a time for each faction, so okay. And if I have a really cool looking variant of an M4 that I absolutely adore, a different one that doesn't look as good, but is kind of neat, isn't really something worth jumping up and down for. And this is the mediocrity I'm facing. It's a lot of stuff like that. And cosmetics are subjective, which is why I think making people grind 100 tiers linearly from one to the next, not like, Master Chief Collection, where their battle pass allows you to pick from each row of 10 things at your own pace. You can just kind of go around it and, you get to complete each row of 10 before going to the next row, but you get to unlock it in the order you want at least. But either way, in a Call of Duty battle pass, I have to grind 57 times because there's a reticle I like at tier 57. There is something so disheartening about receiving a skin for an operator that I already have a skin for that I much prefer using. But that's just sort of the nature of the business. Everybody looks past it. I don't. I find it to be shitty. I think replayability doesn't come from battle passes and leveling up and camo challenges and making yourself miserable for the sake of accomplishment. Because so many people that I talk to, they're not happy trying to get gold on their riot shields. They're not happy trying to get Damascus in Modern Warfare and they have to go use the launchers. They're not happy in Cold War where they have to go around stabbing people. They're not having fun. Some people are. If you are actually genuinely having fun and you enjoy the variety, then disregard this part of the video. I'm not talking about you. For me, personally, it wouldn't be fun. So that's relevant because look around, you're on my channel. But in all seriousness, what adds replayability then? Well, a good progression system is great. I like daily challenges, weekly challenges, give me camos to grind for, so if I really like a gun, I can show off stuff on it. Cool. I'm fine with that. Honestly, I would love an alpha pack system to come into Call of Duty so I can just sort of, roll the dice for some cosmetics. I actually don't mind doing that. It's the same reason I like buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards and blind bag action figures. I like goodies. I am not trying to be a huge stick in the mud, but for the point of this video, I'm gonna sound like one. What adds replayability is unique and interesting gameplay mechanics and environments in which to play that are not boring. I know, some call me a visionary. If you give me an FPS game where the maps are so simplistic and so linear that I always know where people are going to be, I can always predict what's going to happen, Where's the mental engagement there? Am I just supposed to go into the tiny square symmetrical map and just sort of throw my body in front of bullets and hope for lucky spawns until I come out with an ugly ass camo that I didn't want because accomplishment? And that's the thing too. Grindy maps like Nuketown, Shipment, Kill House, Shoot House, whatever they might be, the grindy maps like that completely negate any accomplishment you would have had. That's my hottest take of this video. If you spent the majority of your time going for Damascus in Shipment or Hardcore Shipment, I don't value your camo at all, and again, this is a hot take, losing viewer retention in 3, 2, 1, and neither should you. Going into Shipment to get Damascus is like monkeys in a room eventually typing Shakespeare on a typewriter. Yeah, you went into the grinding map. Congratulations, what'd you get? A headache. A headache if you have any respect for decent gameplay loops. I like an FPS map to be like a combat puzzle. I like it to have complexities and weirdities. I like it to have something that only a veteran would know. You know, I like a map that has a spot or a line of sight or a place to be that only a veteran and that loves the game and that plays all the time, only they would know it. I like maps that are harder to learn, and I like engagements that are more dynamic. Your combat is going to be as simple as your map. Unfortunately, your combat can also be as campy as your map if you don't, surround it with the right mechanics. Something that I think Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1 to some extent, Call of Duty Ghosts did a lot better than Modern Warfare did, unfortunately, when it came to countering campers. But hell, I spent Modern Warfare's lifecycle playing Hardpoint, Headquarters, and I didn't have campy matches and people sitting behind doors with claymores. If I saw somebody sitting in a room with 2 claymores, I knew they were there already because I ran spotter near religiously. I liked taking advantage of unique gadgets like snapshot grenades or heartbeat sensors. I liked playing around. Now, sometimes in Modern Warfare, it is fun to just go balls to the wall with a sweaty class, no nonsense. This gun has good damage per second, good accuracy. I'm gonna laser you with it. There is so much value in that, do not get me wrong. But I like the variety. In order to make a game replayable, don't tell me I can earn a camo. Don't give me an operator skin. Don't give me stickers and reticles and tracer packs. No. Give me an environment in which to flex some creative muscles. Give me an environment that's dynamic in the sense that it's large enough, complex enough, so that each match doesn't play the same. But here's not really a hot take, but maybe something you would be interested in hearing. I think every Call of Duty game should have 5 very basic, symmetrical, 3-lane competitive maps, and 5 huge, fuck-off, messy maps with buildings and rooms and opening and closing doors and destructible walls and just like every COD player's nightmare, I guess. For every map that's like slums from Black Ops 2, I want a map like Derailed from Modern Warfare 2. Do you want more experiences? Do you want more intrigue in your matches? There has to be more for you to play with. There has to be a larger sandbox of tools and weapons and customization. There has to be more places for people to be. There has to be more complexity to how they get there. Otherwise, you're going to have a very simplistic, predictable gameplay loop that's not working your brain at all. Now, I disagree with B. Dobbins on a large number of topics. The fact that he was complaining about his current mental lethargy, and he said that it was guaranteed because of Call of Duty's bad map design and laziness, and not at all because of the copious amount of marijuana he was intaking, but that's a sensitive topic. But either way, I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but I do agree that Call of Duty maps are so simple you can learn them in 1 to 2 matches and then you know them like it's your own house. I totally share that opinion with him. It's mind-numbing. I don't like it when things get overly simplistic. I don't like giant messes, and I don't like, huge messy maps and non-objective game modes with people, mounted in every window. I don't find that to be very enjoyable most of the time. Sometimes I'm in a slow mood, and it's nice to have that variety, but that's how you make a game replayable. If I'm kind of sleepy and tired and I don't want to sweat for an objective, well, I'm not going to play the video game that forces engagements and is super symmetrical and everything's medium sized and everyone's pushing the same angles every time and it's super sweaty. If you give me a map that's sort of large that I can sit in a bush and use a bolt action rifle in, or a map with like really concealed flank routes that I can take without worrying, I'll play that kind of game when I'm tired, when I'm lazy, when I'm lethargic. I'll play that game when I'm sweaty and engaged because it'll allow for multiple playstyles. even if it leans more towards one compared to the other, it's better than just forcing everybody into the same repetitive, predictable playstyle. So really, variety is the spice of life. I've said something similar to this in the past, but I don't think I've ever put it in this context. Essentially, you cannot put a video game in front of me that has a boring and mundane gameplay loop, tell me that I can unlock stuff by abusing that gameplay loop, and expect me to just be content. No, I'm a tough customer. If your game doesn't provide variety, I'm just gonna go someplace else for more experiences, and I'm gonna find myself only playing your game when I'm in the mood for that one predictable playstyle that you promote the majority of the time. Simplistic arenas call for simplistic gameplay. Simplistic gameplay does not keep me entertained. And I'm a Call of Duty player. Like, I don't think Modern Warfare is like playing 4D chess, but you know, it is compared to Cold War. And that's the part that pisses me off. It's already simple enough, but you made it simpler, Treyarch. And yeah, this video is about Black Ops Cold War. I didn't know if that was obvious or not. See you when I see you. Goodbye.